Dan did so much for so many people. When he sadly passed earlier this year, it was like, I just felt we needed to do something to remember him and keep his memory going. The world needs more Dan Nolans.
They sure do. Dan Nolan, you see on your screen there, was an Army captain, longtime Hartford firefighter, and involved in countless charities. After he died in his sleep last March, one man decided to start a Dan Nolan Special Purpose Fund for Amy's Angels. Bob Fiondella founded Amy's Angels more than a decade ago when his cousin Amy needed help as she battled breast cancer.
Unfortunately and sadly, Amy lost her battle, but Amy's Angels, an all-volunteer nonprofit, continues to champion people who need financial support as they deal with serious illness or injuries. People like the Ortilanos of Waterford, a family that feels helped by angels amid incredible pain and loss.
We didn't know if we were going to make it out with any of our boys. We were lucky enough to bring Ryan home. It hasn't been easy.
Not since October of 2021, when Taylor and Tom Ortilano became the parents of triplets through IVF.
3 of our kids born 23 weeks, 6 days, coming out a little over a pound each.
Ryan's brothers Chase and Ben never made it home from Yale New Haven Hospital. Chase passed away first.
Is that they facilitated for us to bring Chase into the room with Ben and Ryan. And we were able to be together all as a family, and that was the only time that we were able to do that. So I was really grateful that we got to have that time all together.
How do you keep going when you have something like this happen?
It was tough.
You try your best. That's what you taught me. We realized very early on that that was all we could ask of them, was to try their best.
Hi, bud. Oh, there you go.
Good job, buddy.
The Ortilanos do their best to help Ryan. He is blind and developmentally delayed. Taylor and Tom say Ryan also suffers some GI issues and involuntary movement disorders, the result of a brain injury at birth.
Can you come sit with me so we can read the book? I do think that what I've seen in Ryan in the last almost 3 years is that he has risen to every occasion. He just takes his time to do it.
I mean, especially with not being able to see, the amounts of banging we hear, him running into things, and just, he bounces off like it's nothing. He's absolutely a fighter.
Oh, where are we? Are we in Ryan's room?
The Ortilanos desperately wanted a special cubby bed to protect Ryan, but their insurance denied the claim, so they reached out to Amy's Angels. Bob Fiondella responded with a phone call to Taylor about the Amy's Angels Dan Nolan Special Purpose Fund.
Your application came across my desk, and I have chills, just like even saying it, but he said, I saw you were from Waterford, and Dan was from Waterford.
I don't feel it was a coincidence. I think it was Dan kind of looking down, saying this is how we ought to get this thing started.
I spent most of that morning crying, happy tears.
Amy's Angels picked up the tab for Ryan's $15,000 cubby bed.
It's like a safety tent, a safety sleeping tent.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
I don't know. But it also has this really cool technology hub.
This is what Dan would want, you know. He did a lot of good for a lot of people.
The lack of things that he can bang up against is really the selling point for us between the crib and the cubby bed.
I can't imagine a better way to honor Dan. I didn't know Dan, unfortunately, but I would love to honor Dan, especially if it means, you know, getting Ryan that safe sleep.
The Ortilanos now consider Dan Nolan and their late sons as angels watching over their family.
I feel like all of these angels are kind of at play, which is very appropriate for this all being kind of tied back to Amy's Angels. Maybe all of these people are, in fact, angels with Amy.
Incredible story there, Kevin. And I know that Dan Nolan has had a tie in so many stories.
Everywhere.
He's everywhere. But it's true. I mean, there's other people out there like the Ortilanos who struggle to afford things like a bed they need, you know, for their child. It's very important.
Amy's Angels is doing amazing things. The angel that is Dan Nolan,
Yes.
and Taylor says her late cousin is another angel. The Ortilanis do want to have more children if they can. And if you want to help Amy's Angels, their annual gala fundraiser is coming up November 9th at AquaTurf.
Amazing story, Kev. Love it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.